tonight, I want to tell you a story, a gentle story, a calm, magical bedtime story about a night when something very unusual happened in a peaceful little village called Lumina. Every night in Lumina, the moon glowed bright and silver, watching over the children as they drifted into sleep. But one night, things were different. The sky felt heavy, covered in dark clouds. The stars hid themselves away. The wind was quiet, and the moon was barely shining at all. In a small house on the hill lived a little girl named Dera. Dera loved the moon more than anything. Every single night, she would whisper her dreams to it just before she drifted off to sleep. But tonight, when she opened her window, she saw nothing but darkness. There was no glowing moonlight, no shimmering sky, just a dim, pale shape hiding behind the thick clouds. Dara frowned softly. The moon never forgets to shine, she whispered to herself. Worried, she tiptoed downstairs, picked up her tiny lantern, and quietly stepped out into the cool night air. The soft grass brushed against her feet as she walked toward the hill. The whole village seemed to be holding its breath. There were no crickets chirping, no owls hooting, not even a single firefly danced in the air. Finally, when Dara reached the very top of the hill, she lifted her little lantern high and called out softly, "Moon, are you there?" And then she heard it. A quiet, trembling voice from high above replied, "I am here, little one, but I am not well tonight." Dara froze. She couldn't believe it was the moon talking to her. The moon's voice sounded tired, almost sad. "I cannot shine tonight," it said. Dara blinked in surprise. "But why? You always shine. You're the moon." The moon let out a long sigh, and the clouds around it trembled. "I feel forgotten, hidden. The stars are gone. The clouds cover me, and I wonder, does anyone still need my light?" Dara shook her head firmly. "Of course we need your light. You help all the children fall asleep. You guide people when they walk at night. Even when the clouds hide you, we know you're still there, watching over us." But still, the moon didn't brighten. Dara looked down at her lantern. A tiny, warm, golden flame danced inside it. She lifted it toward the sky. "If you forgot your light, here, you can take a little of mine." The moon hesitated. "Your light is so small." But Dara said softly, "No light is too small. Even a tiny lantern can help someone see in the dark." Slowly, gently, the moon leaned toward the little flame. A soft silver shimmer appeared on its surface. "I feel warm," the moon whispered. "I feel seen." The clouds shifted just a little, allowing a small, hopeful beam of silver light to escape and touch the ground. "That's it," Dara said with a smile. "You're shining again." But the moon still seemed troubled. "There's another reason I dim tonight," it confessed. "Every night, children whisper their dreams to me. Lately, many of those dreams have been filled with sadness, and I hold them all inside me. Sometimes, it becomes too heavy to carry." Dara's face softened with understanding. "But that means you're helping us," she said gently. "You carry our worries so we can sleep peacefully. You make the night feel less lonely." That is not something small. That is something truly wonderful. For the first time that night, the moon grew a little brighter. Its light became a little stronger. And just then, the night came alive. Fireflies floated out from the trees, blinking like tiny, glowing stars. A deer stepped quietly onto the hill. A wise old owl perched on a branch above. Even the blades of grass seemed to shimmer with a new light. They all gathered around Dara, all of them looking up toward the moon. It was as if the whole night was cheering for it, encouraging it to shine again. The moon felt their presence. It felt their warmth and their hope, and slowly, gracefully, it began to glow brighter and brighter. The clouds parted, making way for a rich, silver light that washed across the hill and the entire village of Lumina. Dara smiled softly. "You see, we never forgot you." The moon's light grew warm and comforting, wrapping around her like a soft blanket. "Dara," the moon whispered, its voice now clear and strong, "because you reminded me of my light, I want to give you something special." A gentle, silver breeze swirled around her lantern. When it faded, she saw a tiny, beautiful moon-shaped charm glowing on the handle. "It is a moon memory," the moon said. "Whenever you feel dim, or afraid, or unseen, just look at this charm. It will remind you that even the smallest light matters. Your light matters." Dara held the charm close to her chest, feeling its warmth. "Thank you, moon." And at last the moon smiled, a wide, glowing, peaceful smile that lit up all of Lumina. "Good night, Dara," it whispered. "Good night, moon," she replied softly. She walked slowly back home, her path guided by the moon's beautiful light. Her eyelids grew heavy, her heartbeat slowed, and her little lantern glowed gently beside her bed. And under the softest, kindest moonlight she had ever seen, Dara drifted into the deepest, safest sleep.